pretty good review in the New York Times, not bad.
Anybody else? No? Okay, well, I have another question. I don't know if any of you guys know about this, but currently, right now, as we speak, John and Lori, and I believe Tim, are kind of doing a new project that's sort of related to Day of the Dead and the fact that it's being shot at the mines. The movie's called The Three. And from the moment that I've heard anything about this, I can't really explain why. I just have a feeling that this is a really special project. The director's name's Scott Goldberg. He's a very talented guy from New York City. And I got to witness both John and Lori working on set that day. I give you guys a lot of credit as actors. But just, could you explain what it's like going back there and working on a completely different project, but it's in a, I guess, somewhat of a familiar environment for you guys?
Well, I think you probably.
Okay, I feel like I'm talking.
You take this question.
Too much. Okay, well, Scott is
Well, this is Women in Cinema week.
Oh, okay, then you're not supposed to talk now?
Yeah, yeah.
Is he really? No, she's on Scream Queens.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
Scott has a beautiful sense of cinematography, and he is like a young, you know, when George just had a camera and he went out and did his thing. And I love the fact that I think, and we were talking about this on, I think, your website about how you can make a movie any way now. I mean, that's what's so great. All people that are creative can just take an iPhone and start shooting things. And I think that's such a, it's really the artists having a voice and doing their thing. You don't need much. And Scott has had this vision, and he's done a couple of teasers to other films. He hasn't done a full-length feature yet, but I know he'd been asking me for a couple of years if I would do this for him. And finally, you know, I thought, yeah, I'll help this kid out, you know, because I think his vision is beautiful, and I like his cinematography. So it's basically, it's a kind of a short film that he's using to try to raise money for a feature. And we're really, John and I and Tim are helping him out by doing that.
I think he finally got you because he hooked me, and then yeah, it's an investor's teaser.
Yeah, so it's not really
is what it is, and it's I think it's about an idea he has, which is an interesting idea.
Very.
Which is to, and I don't want to give too much away, but you know, because things change. But he has this thought about a way to stop us humans from waging war against one another is to create an android, if you will, human look-alike, human behavior, human thought process, and send these robots into war, saving the human race for itself, I think is the main purpose here, the main idea here.
And we're married. And the thing about it is that it's a nod to George, no doubt, because we did it in the cave, which looks nothing like it did when we were there. It used to have like acres and acres of lakes in there. They drained the lakes, and it's built up inside. But I know that for myself, I kind of made Sarah look like, the character look like Sarah kind of did, even though I'm like 30 years older. But what I mean is the nod to her wearing the scientist coat and the long hair, and
Right.
you know, it's kind of in the cave is the.
And my character is kind of a throwback to Richard Liberty's role in Day, and we call him. His last name is Fisher, so which was Ted Fisher, my name in Day of the Dead, Ted Fisher. So we're trying to do a little bit of a nod back to the Day.
And Scott's a really nice kid, and he has a great passion. It's his passion.
And he's a good cinematographer, by the way. Yeah. He's an excellent cinematographer.
I think he has a good career ahead of him.
And if any of you guys
now we just need him to get him to write a script.
If any of you guys are interested, you could go to, it's called the3film.com. It's all letters, it's no numbers or anything like that. check it out. It's something really interesting, and to be honest with you, a lot of times, like how we talk about George Romero being an independent filmmaker, we don't. It's getting less and less as the days go by, as far as that goes. So to see very cool people working with an extremely talented independent filmmaker, that's a special project to me already. So I'm looking forward to it. I know you guys will like it. You will enjoy what the ideas are, and you know the movie's not made yet. He's, like they said, he's just working on the teaser.
You know what, Ed, I think there are a lot of people making films out there.
I think so too.
You know, there's more access because of the internet. And there's different ways of making movies. Like I said, you can make a movie from your iPhone.
Yeah.
And that's what I encourage people with passion to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, even a lot of the independents that are out there now are becoming more and more mainstream all the time. But independent is the way to go. I mean,
For your art, for your vision.
Yeah. I mean, you can't necessarily live on art, but boy, it sure does feed your soul. And if you can get your soul fed, you know, maybe you can figure out a way to eat afterwards.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. But getting your soul fed is important.
And one thing I wanted to tell you guys too is I think it's extremely cool that people like yourselves who've worked in film and worked in the industry will go and help somebody like that out. Like, you guys see the importance behind it. And I think that that's incredible. And as a fan of this stuff, like most of us are, we all appreciate the work like that.
Oh, well,
So
I
thanks so
appreciate
much,
it too.
Ed.
absolutely.
It's really, well, it's my pleasure. I love it because I love to work with young people and people with visions, and art in general is such a powerful medium. Any medium is powerful. To me, I love artists. What can
I do
say?
too. I mean, I work with them on a regular basis. I teach acting and directing at Point Park, and we own and operate the Pittsburgh Playhouse. We have a BFA program with young actors going out into the business every day, and there's nothing like watching them grow and become professionals. And so, yeah, it's
It's all about, for me, it's all about giving back at this point in my life.
me too.